Good afternoon. Told you I was coming through that wall. Told you Lily was going to be here. You all right, chick?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good. Thank you. I had 2 days off. I know.
Luxury.
And it is a luxury. Yeah, absolutely. Right, happy Monday. Wow, that morning's gone really quickly. We just had a cracking show with David and that beautiful flexible paste. I mean, it's just ridiculously good, isn't it? That absolutely fabulous. Now then, we've got stencils for you and an airbrush system. If you've never tried an airbrush system before, this might be the one for you. If you've tried an airbrush system before and you're tethered to a plug and it's really noisy, this completely the opposite. So stay tuned because I'm sure Lily's got some fabulous demonstrations for you. But first of all, let me introduce you to the team. We've got Laura on camera this afternoon. There she is. We've got Amber in the chair. Hello. And we've got our Lily who's going to demonstrate for you this hour. Right, let me tell you where you can watch us first of all and how to shop. So you can watch us on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram and our website, which is highlightcrafts.com. If you want to shop with us on Facebook or Instagram, we're going to show you a product and that product will have a code, and all you need to do is type shop and then that code into the comments underneath the video. If you look at your screen right now, shop fairy, that's what you would type in for the stencil. That's automatically going to pop it into a basket for you, and then we're going to send you a direct message. In that message there will be a link. You're going to click the link and that will take you to our website where you can log into your account and then check out. And it's really important that you log in, because if you don't, you won't get your club benefits, which are extra discount on every order that you spend, loyalty points for every £1 that you spend on all orders, and on a basket spend over £35, free postage. So it's all the good stuff, but no fee. Good that, isn't it? Right, if you would prefer to shop with us on our website, highlightcrafts.com, just pop over there, click watch live, press play, and all the items in that show will open up down the right hand side of your screen. You then simply select the ones that you wish to purchase and they will go into a little red shopping bag that will appear at the top of your screen. When you're ready to log in and check out, click on that bag and that will take you through that process. If you don't ever want to miss a show, type live into the comments underneath the video right now and that will give us permission to send you notifications every time we go live. And also you can shop ahead. So from midnight, you can shop that day's deals just by going to highlightcrafts.com, select shop today's deals, and they will all open up for you at midnight so you can shop ahead. Right, Lily, what have we got in this hour then?
We've got some goodies in this hour.
Have we?
We've got some brand new stencils, never seen before, and they are absolute beauties. All along the floral theme, and they're all your silk screen style stencils. Oh my goodness, talk about
style stencils.
A tongue twister. Oof dear, I don't know why I even attempted it, but they are your silk screen stencils. They are absolutely exquisite in terms of the level of detail that you get within this imagery, right down to even that tiny little stem with the little berries on the end. Every single detail within that stencil you will capture. Now, whether you're going to use our airbrush that we do have on the show today, or whether you're going to be using some of your cadence mediums, perhaps it's going to be some of your paints that you're going to paste through these, whichever sort of medium you're choosing to use, these absolutely beautiful artworks will just transfer perfectly onto your chosen medium. Now, they are almost like a stencil of stencils, if that makes sense. You've got that, it's around about A4 in size, the full stencil, but of course you can go in and actually chop into these and use them as all separate little imagery that you can start to build up. Use on your cards, use on your home decor, your home furnishings. Just beautiful, really usable artwork to have in your crafty stash.
And what can I use through them, Lily?
So first of all, we will show you using the airbrush. So that's one option that you can use through there. A few of your cadence paints will work. You don't want anything that's got a real texture or grit to it. It won't work as well if it's got a load of texture. But things like some of your pastes, and we'll show you some of those in action. The ones that are smoother will work better. some of your fabric paint, your glass paint, something that's got a little bit of body to it, but it's not got that texture, that grittiness, will work a treat. But I'd say just give it a go, have a bit of an experiment and see what sort of results you can come up with.
Try it. Right, if you want that silk screen with all 8 of those florals on, I'm thinking just black ink through there and then highlight them with your foil pen, which we've got on tonight at 6 o'clock for you. Shop Floral is going to get you that approximately A4 stencil, and you're going to get those 8 florals. If you're somebody that likes really simple, clean, crisp cards, then these are perfect. If you're somebody that makes and sells for charities, these are perfect, because you want the ingredients for those charity cards to cost you as little as possible, so you can get as much back for that charity. Or maybe you make and sell to buy more craft stuff. Quite right too. Shop Floral will get you that one for $14.99. That's brand new for you today. Right, Lily, we have another one here with 12 different flowers on. A little bit simpler in their style, these as well, aren't they?
Definitely. So I'd say the first one that we've just looked at is your more fine, sort of intricate detail, whereas these are a little bit more bold, a little bit more punchy in terms of their design. Slightly thicker lines, but you've still got all that beautiful detail within every single one of these florals. Really popular flowers that you've got as part of this collection, and 12 different flowers you can be working with. Now I know it is one stencil in its entirety, but what I did with mine is I went in, I just trimmed around every single one of those, ending up with almost like 12 stencils in one, which is incredible. Same sort of idea once again as the first one. Use all those different mediums. Your airbrush is going to work a treat, your inks, some of your paints are going to work beautifully. And something to note as well on all of these, they are actually self-adhesive. So when you get yours home, just peel back that backing like you would with any sort of adhesive sheet, and that will reveal the backing of your Silk Screen stencil. It's not super sticky, but it's sticky enough that it's going to cling to whatever surface you're working on. So not even any need to bring in any adhesive sprays onto the back. Everything is already on that stencil, and it's going to give you those lovely, really precise results every single time.
Fabulous. If you want that one, Shop Wild will get you that for $14.99. That's just over £1 a flower.
Wow.
Which is great, isn't it? Right, now then, my favourites.
Oh, these are beautiful.
If you've just seen that lace work that David's just been peeling that paste out of, this will be fabulous. So you could have your texture, your dimension with the relief paste, but this is almost like a shadow print underneath. Shop Stencil is going to get you this gorgeous, or 2 gorgeous lace panels. So you've got this whole long wide strip, and then you've got the narrower, almost like a swag design coming down the middle. If you just wanted to mask off, you could just have the little flowers on there if you wanted to. But you're also going to get this peony, which is absolutely beautiful. And you've got that corner design in there as well. The 2 perfectly together with a £10 saving. Shop Stencil, $19.99. You can use your inks through these. I would use, if you're going to use a paint, I would use your Harmony paints rather than your hybrid acrylics, because your hybrids will want to dry on it. And this is very much like your Screen Sensation, that really fine mesh. So that's going to work perfectly with that as well. Shop Stencil, $19.99. Now then, we have our dragonflies, moths, bees and butterflies. Perfect for this time of year. We've had a fly in our house all weekend.
Oh,
it's
have
driven
you?
me crazy.
Oh dear.
Just the one.
Just the
and
one.
I'm like, come on, spiders, do your job. So all 4 of these, Shop Butterfly, $9.99. Same concept, you just peel the backing off. What I love about these is they're flexible. So rather than a Mylar stencil, these are much easier to go round a curved surface with as well. Or you could literally stencil them, get your scissors out, fussy cut them, and you've got your embellishments in there as well. Shop Butterfly will get you that one for $9.99. Right, bugs next. This one I really want to do in our house, not because I love bugs, but just because I want to recreate one of those box frames that you see in those museums.
Oh yeah.
You know, where they've got the modern name and then the Latin name for them all. And they've made them look really dimensional. I think these are going to look absolutely fabulous. Shop Insect is going to get you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12 different elements. If you love your nature, your junk journaling, your art journaling, all that kind of thing, if you like adding to those rice papers that you maybe purchased from a brand, these are going to be lovely for that as well. Shop Insect $14.99, it will get you that one. Now then, fairies. Now we've been bringing you some fantastic downloads recently, whether they're in Minecraft Studio, whether they're in the studio ones, whether they're David's rice paper downloads. These are going to look absolutely fabulous. And even if you're not into, you know, your arty stuff, just a black ink through these on a fabulous bright bold background will look incredible. Shop Fairy, $14.99. These would also look really lovely as a border around a room, wouldn't they?
They would.
Absolutely fabulous. Right, Shop Fairy will get you that for $14.99. Right, my lovely. Brush.
Now,
sorry, you're going to have to take over.
I have to say, I tried this very same airbrush for the first time earlier today, and I have to say I'm absolutely blown away by how easy it is to use this fabulous airbrush. It's going to give you beautiful results, that lovely airbrushed finish that you can't get with your inks and your blending sponges. But if you want to be doing your lovely ombres, your gradients, it's so super easy to do with this. Now we will show you how easy it is to work with this in action, but in the box you are getting literally everything you need to get started. So you get the whole airbrush system itself that just slots together, super easy to be able to work with that one. You do also get that USB charging cable. Like Mel was saying earlier, no need to be tethered to the wall and sort of restricted when you're using your airbrush. This one is actually USB charging. You've got the cable included, so just give it a charge, make sure it's nice and charged up. Then you can go ahead, use it, and you don't need to be tethered to any cords, which just makes it so much easier and gives you all of that freedom. All of your attachments are included as well, and you've got your little pipette dropper as well, which helps to get your ink into the actual chamber itself, but super easy to use. We'll show you in demonstration, but it's just a fantastic tool to have in your stash. Use it for your backgrounds, use it with your stencils. It's going to be a great one for revitalising lots of the items you may already have.
Fabulous. Now then, for an airbrush, this is a ridiculous price. I know there's hundreds of you already got this, but the way this fits together is literally, it just screws together. What I love about this is you're not tethered. It does take a little bit of playing around with, so play around with the different strengths of airflow, if you like. Use something that isn't going to dry quickly, so alcohol inks are an absolute no-no, because you've got that constant flow of air that's going through that airbrush. As soon as that alcohol hits that air, it's going to evaporate, and you'll end up having to clean the tool out all the time. So it just attaches to the base. You can see there you've got your on-off switch. You can hear it. That's as noisy as it gets. That's it, right? That's as noisy as it gets. So if you're used to being like rattling around the table, everything's rattling on your table because it's that noisy, then this is absolutely brilliant. The price on this is phenomenal. Now you also have this trigger here, and that is loosened or opened or closed using this little screw at the end. So the further open this is, the wider the airflow will be. So it'll come out like a cone like that. Your little kettle drums just go on the top. They just screw into place. Everything, every element of it is cleanable, which is fabulous. So if I just take that off there, we did this when we did our last festival. And we changed our festivals slightly from doing like structured, this is what you're going to make classes, to techniques. And everybody absolutely loved it. And we used this a lot. That is the nozzle that the actual ink comes out of. It's super, super, super fine. Like super fine. If you use things that have a lot of mica in and aren't made specifically for an airbrush, you might find that you're having to clean this out a little bit more regularly than if you're just using an open fluid ink. But it's absolutely fabulous. And $34.99 when I've paid over £100 for an airbrush that I never use because I'm tethered and it drives me crazy because I can't go anywhere with it or do anything with it. This is going to be fantastic. All comes really, really well contained in the box. So they've gone to the extent of having this molded so that everything fits into place. So you've got all of that, plus you're also going to get your cleaning brushes. So all of these little brushes, in here come on these little rings, so you've got plenty of options for cleaning that airbrush out. You're also going to get your little pipette, so if you want to add ink in or take ink out, you can absolutely do that as well. Shop Brush is going to get you the ultra fine airbrush kit for $34.99. That's before your discount, guys. Now, I know we've brought this to you a few times now, and a lot of you have got it. I would actually be thinking about getting a second one, because while one's charging, you're away with another one, aren't you? At that price, if it was like £90, I'd be like, yeah, maybe not. But for £34, $44.99, that's amazing. Right, Lily, let's go and see this in action, shall we?
Absolutely.
You do that while I just talk about this cleaning kit. This is really cool. Okay, so for a few reasons. So first of all, it's a proper glass jar. This is what you're going to clean your airbrush into, okay? So you're going to have this at the side. The nozzle of your brush is going to go in there. You're going to flush that through, and then you can start again with your different colour of ink. So Shop Clean is going to get you the pot. It's also going to get you a set of brushes. It's also going to get you the little handle that you can put onto there as well. It's also going to get you some new filters, which will just pop into there. So you've got your little filter system in there. But this is worth $24.99 by itself. This is probably the finest, sharpest needle that you will ever use. If I just put that against the back of my hand, this is super fine, because it has to go inside of that cone-shaped nozzle that enables the airbrush ink to come through. That is super fine. This makes cleaning this a whole lot easier, although it is easy to do without it. But if you want to get right into that nozzle, then this kit is absolutely for you. Shop Clean, $24.99. Right, Lily, what are you going to show us first, my love?
Right, so I'm going to show you, especially if you're brand new to the airbrush, you've never seen it in action before, I want to show you just a quick, simple little technique using your beautiful brand new stencils alongside your airbrush. Now, when I got mine out of the packet, the first thing I did with both sets is I just trimmed into them, so they're now all separate panels that you can be using independently. Just makes it a little bit easier when you are crafting with these. So I've got one set in the one bag and then one set in the other, so I'm nicely organised and I know exactly where everything is. Now, like I was saying earlier, these are all self-adhesive. So on the back of these stencils, you will get your little self-adhesive sheet. Once you finish using it, I always make sure I save that sheet and peel it back onto that sheet so you're storing it correctly and you're not going to pick up loads of fibres onto the back of your stencil. So we've chosen one of our stencils from that lovely floral design set. Peel it off from your backing, make sure you've kept that safe to one side. I've got a piece of cardstock, just regular white cardstock underneath where I'm working, just to sort of protect my surface, and then I've got a piece of our white 250 GSM to work onto. So I'll place that onto my piece there, and then I'm going to take my stencil and I'm just going to position it where I want it. If you want to cut a piece larger and then cut it down to size afterwards, whatever works best for you. I'll start off at the top there, and then the key thing to make sure is that you've got no wrinkles or bubbles in that stencil. So we're just going to smooth that down, making sure we've got no wrinkles whatsoever, and it's nicely adhered onto our surface just like so. Now you can see this one's already been well loved, but it will be perfect to use again. After you finish using this, I would just give it a nice little rinse under the tap. It may stain your stencil, but it won't affect the way that that one works. Now, if you was using a piece of cardstock that you're not going to cut down, all I'd be going ahead and doing is I'd be taking something like a masking or a low tack tape, and I'd just be placing some of that tape around the edges. Now, because we're going to cut this down afterwards, I'm not worried too much if I get any of the ink at the sides. And at this point, this is where we bring in our fabulous airbrush tool. Now, this one's already been assembled, so you've got all those components now fitted together nice and easily. You've got your on-off button on the side there, and you've also got your little charging point for your USB. So once it runs out of juice, you can just pop your charger in there, and it's good to be charged and ready to be used again. At the top here, you've got your little chamber. We're going to choose one of our inks here. We're going for a nice purpley colour tone. So we'll just screw the lid off that. You could be using your pipette to fill it up, but we're just going to pop a few drops into that little funnel at the top there.
And which collection is this from, Lily?
So this one is just called Purple. So
has it got a marker in it, or is it just
no? It's just
this
ordinary.
one here. Right. This is Amber Shop.
That one
Shop Artist is going to get you 15 colours in this one. I'll go through that once Lily has finished a demo for you.
Fabulous. So before we start off onto our piece here, I'm going to use this piece of scrap cardstock underneath, just to have a little test of the flow and work out exactly how this is going together. So we'll turn that on straight away. It's not going to start coming on through the ink through there until you actually press down on this button. And all you're going to do is you're just going to move that backwards. So we can start off on our scrap cardstock. You can see that colour is starting to glide over onto our card. So we'll bring in our piece that's got our stencil on, and we're just going to start and add some of that ink. Now it's that old saying, you can always add more, but you can't take it away. So we're just going to start off nice and gentle, a nice even layer over there. Then on the actual flowers themselves, I'm just going to go on a little bit heavier. So as you go over that area multiple times, you'll start to build up that colour, deepen that colour to give you a really lovely, rich, intense effect. Now once I'm happy with that, I can turn that off. I've still got a bit of ink left in there that I could use for another project, or I could empty that, clean it out, ready for another colour. It depends how you're working with that particular project. Now what I would be doing is I'll be leaving this just a couple of minutes to dry, just to make sure that ink is soaked into the card before I peel this stencil back. But we'll give it a go, see how strong this ink is. So just anchoring that piece of cardstock down and just gently peeling back that stencil, just like you would if you were using a Mylar stencil with your stencil spray on the back. You're just going to gently ease that off of your cardstock, and you can see you get that beautiful effect with that lovely airbrushed style. Now you could be using that as a bit of a design feature at the edges there, where you've got that lovely airbrushed effect, but every single last detail of that beautiful intricate stencil has been picked up onto your cardstock. Now with this one, what we did with this one is we were a little bit more heavy-handed with the ink, and then I pulled back that stencil straight away, so it's going to give you a slightly more diffused effect at the edges. Whereas for this one I did a similar thing to what we did just there, but I left it to dry just a few minutes while that stencil was in position, and you can see that gives you a much crisper effect at the edges. And once again we did that same idea of going over with a nice light coat all over that image, and then going in a little bit deeper onto those florals just to really pull them out. But that is how easy it is to use your fabulous airbrush alongside your stencil, and think you've got dozens of those beautiful designs of your florals that you can be using all those different colours of inks alongside.
And I don't care how good you are with a blending brush and an ink pad, you'd never get a look like you do with an airbrush. It's absolutely fabulous. Right, let me go through these inks with you first of all. We've got Shop Artist, so you're going to get in here your dark brown. So maybe you're thinking about doing your Christmas cards with an airbrush. So you've got your dark brown, you've got a lovely, almost like almond it says, but almost like a caramel colour. You've then got a really lovely rich red, so that's going to be perfect for Christmas. You've then got your pink in there, or your rose. You've got a very soft, delicate pink, a bit like the Antique Rose from Cadence. You've got your orange in there, sorry Carol Lewis. You've got your yellow in there as well, your lemon yellow, and it is a citrusy yellow. Then you've also got your green, or your cyan in there, should I say. You've got your lime green. You've got more of an emerald green, and then you go into your blues. So you've got that lovely, very soft sky blue going through into your richer, deeper, darker, more purpley blues in there as well. Shop Artist is going to get you 15 bottles plus your little cleaning brush plus a set of gloves for $27.99 before your club discount. That's amazing value for money. And you know what, it's that same thing, I'm going to bang on about it, the right tool for the right job. I was just watching you, Lily, then use that airbrush. Think about your wrapping papers.
Oh yeah,
because you can move it.
Of course.
So you can literally pick up your stencil, move it, spray again, pick up your stencil, move it, spray again. Brilliant, absolutely fabulous. Maybe you're somebody that likes to still make a stationery box. Always used to get a stationery box at Christmas with your notelets in, and you had to do all your thank you letters on Boxing Day, even though it was Boxing Day and you wanted to play with all your toys. Yeah, that was my mum all over. Don't you're not playing with them till you said thank you. I'm like, Mum, it's Christmas Day. Anyway, so if you want those, Shop Artist, that will get you all 15 of those colours, plus your little cleaning brush and your gloves. Shop Artist, $27.99. Now then, we have some different ones down here. Now we have your silver in here. Now there is some kind of mica in this. So you're going to shake it side to side. Make sure you're shaking it really, really well. And then a few drops at a time with this. Don't overfill it because you don't need a lot. This is the thing. When we did the festival, people were putting a lot of ink in and then having to get rid of it and try and get it back in the bottle, which isn't easy. So with smaller amounts, you can add it as you go through, but you can't take it away. So in here, you're going to get your silver. You're also going to get your grey. Lovely for shadows, those two as well. You're then going to get your antique, can't even read that, antique brass. I'm thinking, what's that, grass? No, brass, antique brass. You've also got a gold in there, and you can see in the back, look, that's where that mica is. So you're going to give them a really good shake. You've got a bronze in there as well. You're also going to get your copper. You're going to get your neon pink, not something a bit fancy. You've also got your rose red. You've got a lovely olive green, a really nice vibrant Christmas green, and then a blue in there as well. That one is Shop Specialist because you have got some specialist finishes in there. You're getting 15 of those, so you've got all your colours down here as well, and you've got a black and a white, which means that you can make tints, tones and shades because you can mix them if you want to. Shop Specialist, $27.99. Now the one thing I will say to you, if you're using any of them that have mica in, I would highly recommend that you get the cleaning pot because that needle, honestly, it's super fine. If I don't even know what to hold it against to show you because it's really, 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 really tiny. Let's see if we can get it against this board. Look how fine that needle is at the end. And it's not up to there, it's this bit. When David gave me this during festival, he went, do not get this anyway. Don't put it near your hands because it's super, 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 super sharp. So I'm passing on, it's super, 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 super sharp. But that is fine enough to go into that nozzle on your airbrush and clean it out. So if you want this with your kit, cleanup kit, I just think it's safer than having a big bowl of water on your desk. Because I know what I'm like with a big bowl of water on my desk. A wet desk, right? Right, next, let's have some of these. Now, these are your iridescent inks. These are lovely. These almost have like that, well, they do, interference in them. So, look at that. How lovely is that? So again, you're going to give these a really nice shake, and then you're going to go in and you're going to add a few drops at a time. Look at these. So they've got that iridescent. If I show you that one there, look at that. Ready for that flash? Look at that. Isn't that just fabulous? Now, these are made for your airbrush, okay? These aren't an iridescent ink that have got mica in that we've gone, you know what, they'll work in the airbrush. These are made by a company that make inks for airbrushes. Look, they are, it says on there, iridescent airbrush paint, okay? So if you want these, Shop Opulent, $24.99. I'll tell you what else an airbrush is good for. My son does a lot of the Warhammer characters. Base coating with something like this would be really good. Now, if you are going to use paint, you need to really water it down with your water because paint will just clog it. You can see how fine that needle is. You don't want that clogging up with paint, so make sure that you're cleaning it thoroughly as well in between uses. So in this one, you're going to go, I'm going to just lay them out a little bit like this, and then you can see. So you've got your greens, your blues, your purples, you've got almost like an aurora borealis in there. You've also got your different reds and pinks in there as well, and then you've also got that lovely, almost like a cornflower blue, and then more of a royal blue in there as well. If you want those, Shop Opulent, $24.99. Now the next kit is going to get you your red, your orange and your yellow. So if you want to do sunset ombres, this is going to be absolutely fabulous for that. This is Shop Rich. You've then got your purples, your deep dark greens in there. You've got your almost like a French navy in there, and then a teal. You've then got a ochre. So like if I turn that around, you can see where all that colour comes in. And then you've also going to get more of your Christmas tree green. And then you're also going to get like a golden orange in there as well, which is lovely. So all of those, 3, 6, 9, 12, 3, 6, no, 10. 10 different colours, £2.49, but you're buying the right product to use with that airbrush. There's no point buying an airbrush that's absolutely brilliant if you don't have the right product to go into it. Shop Rich will get you all of those for £24.99. Remember, guys, that's before your club discount. Now then, I wouldn't know which one to choose because I love them all. This is Shop Jewel. So in here, look at that colour. Isn't that just magic? You're going to get your purple red. You're then going to get your dark red. You're also going to get a crimson in there. You're going to get this little fantastic turquoise. Look at the colours in that. It's like oil on water, isn't it? Love it. Then, this is another favourite though. Like that one too. This is your lotus purple. Then, see, I love these rich dark tones. Burgundy in there. You've also got your black in there. Then you've got like a proper wicked green. Then it's only 119 days till the next one comes out. And not that I'm counting. Then you've got your deep blue. I need some new songs to sing in my car. Hurry up. And then you've got your blue purple in there as well. Shop Jewel, £24.99 will get you those. Right, Lily, what do you want to show us next, love?
Right. Should we, we'll bring the airbrush back in, but instead of using it with our lovely stencils, we're going to create a background and then use our stencils over the top.
Lovely.
Now, we've still got some of our ink left in our little chamber there, so we'll use up what we've got left and then we'll bring in another colour and do a bit of an ombre, I think. So we'll give that a go. We've got, once again, our same piece of scrap paper underneath just to protect our surface, and then we've got another piece of our white cardstock over the top that we're going to work onto. So we'll turn our airbrush on, and then we'll pop our finger on the trigger and we'll just start at the top there with that beautiful purple. So we'll start working in kind of like small circular motions, a bit like when you are blending your ink, but you're going to get a totally different effect by using your airbrush. So just going down that piece, just working down, and you can see there it's now run out of our ink. So we'll turn it off. I'm going to leave that same colour in there simply because we're going to ombre between the two. If we still have a bit of that purple left when we go into the next colour, it's going to work together perfectly. So we started off with our purple. I think we'll go for a pink next. So let's go for this one here, our pink. So once again, we'll take the lid off of this and then we'll just add a few drops into that chamber.
Mr. H999.
Hello.
Not Mrs. H999. Mr. H999 uses his airbrush for his model train scenery making.
Oh, great idea.
That'd be fabulous for that.
It really would.
And Cheryl M says, sorry guys, on the last show I was trying to ask if the Cadence flexible paste could be used through a detailed stencil. Do you know what, Cheryl? It could, but the whole point of it is it's flexible. So I would be more tempted to use a paste through a detailed stencil and then paint over the top.
Great question though.
Absolutely. Right, Lily, do you want to show us as well what the difference is from when you have the trigger open and more closed using that little screw at the end?
Right, absolutely.
Because there's a little bit of a knack, isn't there, to get in. You've got it, the more you open it up, the finer the mist almost seems to be, and it goes wider slightly. And that's about playing with it. So if you tighten it right up, that trigger won't pull back. But if you open it right out, you can do a bigger piece. We found when we were doing the festival, a lot of people found it much easier standing up. So they're working over the top of their work. But just have a play around with that so we can see at home what that's like.
So that's pulled like right tight, so it's screwed right in. You can see there you get a very sort of precise area with that one.
Yeah.
Whereas if we then start to just screw it out a little bit further, so you're literally just turning that screw really, really quick and easy to do. So we've got that a little bit further out there. We'll turn it back on And then we'll just turn our cardstock over so you've got a bit of a blank piece there. And can you see there, you're covering a much wider area.
Yeah.
It would just have a little play, I'd say, when you get yours home, just have a little bit of an experiment, even just onto some scrap cardstock. I know you said something else there, oh dear. Just have a little bit of a play around and see whatever is going to work best for your project. So very quick and simple little background there. Just a bit of an ombre using your two different colourways is going to give you that lovely sort of effect. Now, you could never achieve that same sort of look and feel by using your inks. We love our inks at the end of the day. We're not bad-mouthing our inks or anything like that. It's just a different look by using your airbrush. Now, slightly different with this one. We did this, instead of doing an ombre, I did it almost like a dappled effect. So we went in first of all with that purple, and then we just dabbed little areas of that pink by just going in little short bursts onto your background. So just a slightly different look and feel. But we're going to use this one simply because it's dry. We'll leave this one to one side and we can use that as a later date. But we'll use our dry one. And at this point, we'll bring back in one of our stencils. Now we're going for this gorgeous, really intricate design. So once again, we'll just peel back the backing of our stencil. And then that reveals your self-adhesive backing there. We're going to place our design in the centre. Once again, making sure that we've got no crinkles or air bubbles on that stencil. So just smoothing that out and making sure it's nicely adhered onto our surface. Then we're going to use something a little bit different. Now, this is one of our Dora glass paints. Now, they are glass paints, of course, as the name suggests, but you can use them onto your cardstock, and I've found this works really nicely alongside your stencils. So I'm just going to take the lid off, and this colour's absolutely gorgeous. It's like
coal.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
But
like
you could
coal.
use that stencil onto glass with the glass paint.
Oh yeah, of course, that would be amazing. And because they are so flexible, if you're going around a nice rounded glass, that's going to work a treat. So we're going in with one of our spatulas here, our palette knives. We're just going to pick up some of this gorgeous paint. Oh, look at that. It really is like liquid coal, isn't it? Just stunning. Now, you could be taping around the edges just to protect the edges, but we'll try and be a little bit careful on this one. So we're just going to make sure we cover all of that design. So just spreading it over. You don't need an awfully thick layer, but I tend to go in a little bit more heavy-handed to start with, and then just scrape some of that excess off. So we'll just go in and scrape some of that excess off, and you end up using hardly any whatsoever. Most of that actually goes back in the pot that you can use for another project. Just making sure that I've covered that full design, not going over the edges of that stencil. And then all we'll do is we'll just take one area of that stencil there where it's nice and clean. We'll just bend back our cardstock, probably stick my finger in it, but that's part of the fun, I suppose. And then we'll just go in and peel back our design. And it's going to give you that lovely sort of silhouette look and feel with all that gorgeous shimmer and shine onto our paint, but onto our background that we've created using our airbrush. So you can see how gorgeous that looks with that lovely airbrushed style background and that beautiful, really intricate design. Now, even using a glass paint, every single last detail of that stencil is being picked up. It's quite remarkable how it holds and maintains every single aspect of that detail. But can you imagine if you've got a beautiful vase, perhaps you've got some lovely florals inside that vase, having these all around the edge, perhaps using some of the different designs in the collection, having that around the edge there, it'd be gorgeous.
These would be nice if you wanted to do your own printable acetate.
Oh yeah.
So on our printable acetate, you could have these as your own background designs if you wanted to, because they're a smaller. Now then, clean up,
right.
Straight into water.
Straight into water. You don't want any of that to dry onto your stencil. You want to get that straight into water, just into something like a little water bath, or you can rinse it off straight away. But please do make sure, even more important with your paint compared to your airbrush inks, please do make sure that you clean that off straight away. But how fabulous is that? Using a paint through a stencil and getting that level of detail is pretty amazing.
It absolutely is. Right, let's have a look at this counter again, because 25% of clean is now allocated and in people's baskets. This is a fabulous piece of kit. So you've got your glass jar. You can see the filter in there, so that's going to get rid of any excess ink for you and clean this up. So your gun will literally just go into the end of there like that, pull the trigger through, clean it through. You've got a little handle that also goes on to here as well. See, that way? No, can't work that out. David will know. Where does that go? Oh yeah, that way. Okay, that does go in that way. Do you have to take that bit off then? Maybe? No? No, that way, Melanie. Duh. Right, so let's get it the right way around. There you go. So that goes in there, that then goes into there, and then you clean the gun. Super, super, super easy to do. Okay, so you're going to get your pot, you're going to get your little handle. You're also going to get extra brushes and wires for getting right into those little areas. If David was here, he would recommend that you clean this out. I would do it after every use, because there's nothing worse than coming back to a tool and you've got to start cleaning it out. Cleaning it out while you're emptying it, etc., is the best way to go. Lift that up. You've got a little filter in there as well. To change it, you're just going to take that out. You get 3 little filters that you can use with it, but this is the bit. Okay, because inside here, and please be careful with this because it is super sharp. It's the finest point I think I've ever seen. If I just pop that onto my finger there, look how super, super, super fine. It's like the finest gauge wire. It's so thin. But what that does is enable you to clean out the nozzle properly on your airbrush. So if I just take this out, you think that nozzle's fine. That needle will go inside that nozzle. See if I can get it there, that's better for you. That fine needle goes inside that fine needle. It's amazing. The difference that that tool makes is night and day. Shop Clean is going to get you the whole set for $24.99. Remember, that's before your discount. Right, let's have a quick recap on these stencils for you. So brand new today, we have got, I mean, I don't know which one you choose because I think they're both lovely, but you've got 8 of your stencils here. Now, as Lily said, she just cut these back. I would wash them in warm soapy water and leave them to air dry. Don't put them to air dry on something like paper towel or anything that's got a texture to it, because that it'll stick to the back, and that really, really, really super, super fine mesh, you don't want to be getting that clogged. But you're getting 8 really pretty designs. Even if you were just making super, super simple cards with a thank you on them, maybe the label maker that we brought you a few weeks ago now. I love sentiments with a little label maker. They look really cool, and that could be your card. Super, super easy to do. Shop Floral, $14.99. Now, if you prefer more silhouettes of your florals, again, these would look great on a really fancy background, and then you could use these over the top. Shop Wild is going to get you all 12 of those images there, and you can go really, really light, really, really deep, and everything in between. So if you want that one, Shop Wild, $14.99. Now, my favourite, I love this design. I think it's absolutely beautiful. This on a piece of furniture would look magnificent. You've also got the corner design in there as well. So if you wanted to use it as an individual element, you can. But the detail in here, and listen, you can just hear the mesh that's in there. It's super fine. Don't put any of your texture paste through this, because it will just block up that mesh. So the airbrush is perfect for using with these stencils. On top of that one, you're also going to get this amazing lacy panel. Now, if you love your icing cake making, imagine that with your edible glitters sprinkled through it. That's going to look a bit magic, isn't it? And then all of this around the outside edge. Also, if you just bought the flexible relief paste that David and I had on, with that lace mat, that on a piece of rice paper in the background, and then your lace over the top, would look absolutely exquisite. Don't miss out on that one. Shop Stencil, $19.99 is going to get you both of those, and you've got a £10 saving on that one. Now then, dragonflies and butterflies. It's a bit of a thing, that, isn't it, in crafting? We love our dragonflies and butterflies. Our bees, absolutely. Did you know that bees have 5 eyes?
Well, no, we were watching the earlier show and I was amazed.
5 eyes.
Wow.
I know, right?
All seeing.
All seeing. Right, so you've got your butterfly, your dragonfly, your bee, and your moth in there as well. So you Shop Butterfly, $9.99 is going to get you that one. What's that? What does that say, Amber? Lace and Rose, this one, 30% of that's gone. That's my favourite. The what?
I didn't want to just put stencil.
No, that would have been a bit difficult, that, Amber. It's like saying, can you get me one of those biscuits that's on the side? Hey, there's probably none left. I know. Treated them this morning. I went to, there's a little services as I drive over on a Monday morning. It has a Marks and Spencer's food, extra chocolatey custard creams and extra chocolatey bourbons this morning. So they're all a bit like this. Took about 10 minutes for me to be in the building before they were opened and being demolished, and that was Amber. Love your chocolate biscuits, don't you? Right, bugs. Absolutely love this. This is going to be one that's going to go in my home, just because, not because I'm a bug fan, but I just like it. I think it's really cool, and they can do lots and lots of different things with this one. I want to put it in a box frame, like you've walked into the Natural History Museum and this is what you found. Shop Insect will get you all that for $14.99. But if you like the gentler side of life, the fairies, these are going to be fabulous as well. Those beautiful rice papers that we've been bringing you recently, these are going to look tremendous. And maybe you only own a black ink. That's all you're going to need with this, because you can create your backgrounds and then add your silhouettes over the top. Shop Fairy will get you that one for $14.99. Right, quick recap on this airbrush, because there's a few of you with this in your basket today, which is lovely. This airbrush, please don't be fooled by the price, okay? $34.99, you're like, yeah, that can't be that good. It's brilliant, and you're not tethered. They reckon you'll get, if you charge it, probably takes about an hour to fully charge, and they reckon you'll get an hour's full use out of it, and that's keeping it going all the time. You're not going to use it like that. You're going to do a bit here, change your colour, do a bit there, etc, etc. So if you want the unit that comes with it, it's rechargeable. You get your USB lead that comes in with it. You get your two little drums that go onto the top. They just screw into place like so. You also get a pipette, so if you want to add colour in or get colour back out of it instead of wasting it and put it into a little container, you can do that as well. You then get all your cleaning tools, so you've got your wires and all your different brushes in there. I love the fact that they've even put them on little rings for you, because then you don't need to bother finding one and doing it yourself, so you're getting all of those. Then you're also going to get the airbrush itself. So the nozzle with that fine cone, this is where your kettle goes. This is your lever that pulls it backwards or forwards. And this little screw end is what controls that airbrush spray for you. So if you want the whole kit, shop brush, $34.99. Let me tell you, that is a brilliant gift. $34.99 for an airbrush that is that good is absolutely amazing. Shop brush, $34.99. Right, quick look over the inks and then we'll go back to our lily. So if you want Shop Artist, you are going to get your browns, your caramels, your reds, your pinks, your orange, your yellow, into your different greens, and then right through your colour spectrum with your blues and your purples. That's Shop Artist, $27.99. There is no bigger recommendation I can give you than use an airbrush paint / ink for the airbrush, okay? We have done it with our marbling inks, and that worked really, really, really well. But anything that's got any kind of grit to it, you can see how fine that needle is. You just want to be using the proper inks / paints for the job. So if you want those, Shop Artist. It also comes with a little brush for you and a pair of gloves, if that's what you want to do. I quite like getting messy, I'm not going to lie. If you want the Shop Specialist, where you've got some with the micas in here, you've got your silver, your grey, you've got a gold in there, a couple of different golds. You've got almost like a bronze and a copper in there as well. You've got a lovely neon pink and then more of a blue-based pinky red in there. You've got an olive green, a Christmas green, and a lovely sky blue. Shop Specialist, $27.99. Now, if you want the iridescence, again, made specifically for an airbrush, okay? You're going to get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 of them. And you've got lots of different blues and purples in this one, so you buy determined on the colours that you will use the most. You've got a different blue and your, oh, I love that citrus green, that's like a proper lime green. Then you've got a couple of reds and pinks in there. You've also got a yellow, and it's a proper lemon yellow. It's that really citrusy ping of yellow in there. You've also got your leaf green. You've got your taro purple. There's a thing. But look at this one. There's your Aurora Borealis. Look at that. Isn't that fabulous? Shop Opulent, $24.99. Right, if you want these 10 at the front here, perfect for making your sunsets with these, because you've got your yellows, your oranges and your reds. You've then got some, that petroleum is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that colour. Look at that. Fabulous is that? It's like something from Atlantis, isn't it? Then you've got your deeper blue in there. You've got a lovely, like a pine tree green. Oh, this is called pine green. Oh, well done, Mel. Then you've got your purple flash. You've also got your marigold flash. You've got a lovely one for Christmas. That's going to look stunning. And then last but by no means least, you've got your ochre in there as well. That's Shop Rich, $24.99. And then your jewel, I don't know which to choose because I love these jewel tones. These are fabulous. So at the front here, you're going to get your emerald green. It is just like the Emerald City. Then you've got your deep blue. You've also got your blue purple. You've then got a black in there. So if you are going to use it through your stencils for your silhouettes, that's going to look fabulous. You've got this lovely deep burnt red in there. You've also got your lotus colour. Love that. That's one of my favourites. Turquoise flash. And the flash will come from the mica. But these are people that make this for an airbrush for a living. You're buying the correct medium to go into that airbrush. Dark red in there, and then last but by no means least, you've got a crimson in there as well. Right, Lily, shall we have another demo, love?
Yeah, let's have a little play. So we'll start off by creating a background, once again using our airbrush. So we'll take our airbrush and we'll go in with this beautiful blue colour, neon blue, a lovely rich colour that we've got with this one. And then we'll just drop a few of those into our little chamber at the top there, and then we can go in and start to create our background. So I've just got a piece of our 250 GSM white cardstock there. We'll turn our tool on, and then we're just going to start off at the top.
Jackie is asking, could you use stencil spray on the back of your Screen Sensation stencils? Absolutely not. Sorry, that was a bit harsh, but no, please don't. No, because if you put stencil spray on the back of your screens, you're going to put stencil spray on the back of the screen. So it's going to go into all those little areas. So no, please don't. I wouldn't use that, Jackie. I think that's going to be, I think that's going to damage your screens, to be honest.
That's a good idea. So there, just by using more ink at the top, going over for a couple of passes over that area, and then just sort of ombreing it out towards the bottom, you've got that beautiful gradient. How lovely does that look? And that's almost like the start of your story when it comes to building up your composition onto there. So our background using our airbrush, and then we'll go in with one of our beautiful little wildflowers. So I'll take this lovely design here. Once again, we've chopped into all of these. You've got those individual components of those beautiful designs, and we'll just peel that off our backing. We'll place that onto that bottom section of our design there, almost like we've got our sky and then we've got our flower sort of at the foreground. And this time we're going to go in with some of our metallic glass paints with that one. And then I've also got metallic fabric paint.
I'll tell you what else this would be good with, Lily. If you've got like snowflake dies or any dies of shapes, cut them out just in copy paper, use a little bit of your stencil spray on the back, place them on a piece of white card, spray over them, and then remove them, and you've got the negative.
Oh, yeah.
So think about your dies a little bit differently. You know, those foundation dies, those snowflake dies, butterfly dies, all of those that you've got, use them as a mask.
Yeah.
So you get that negative space in there as well. Right, we haven't got very long left,
We
will
haven't
it?
at all. I know this hour's once again absolutely
I
flown
know,
by.
it's mad, isn't it?
So all I was wanting to show you with this one is you can use your paints through your stencils, but you can pick out those different colourways. So we started off with our pink for our floral there. I'll just give my tool a bit of a wipe. I'd be cleaning that off properly, but given we've got about a minute left and we don't have that luxury of time. So that's our pink, and then we'll go in with this gorgeous sort of sagey or olivey sort of green. Take the lid off there. Oh, this stuff is just gorgeous.
Magic, isn't
oh,
it?
it's yummy. I mean,
Once
don't
you
eat
try
it like,
Cadence,
but-
you never go back.
Oh, absolutely. The products are just unreal, quite frankly, and there's just
You're
so
welcome,
much you can
Jackie.
get playing with. So we'll just go in a nice little coat onto that stem there. So just picking out those different areas of our stencil rather than just doing it all in the one colour. We'll clean that off in just a few moments' time. But once again, peel back one area, just hold on to that, and then just peel back that stencil
And straight into water.
straight into some nice warm water. But how cute is that? Of course, you could be building up that design along the bottom. We just went in with a few of those multiples along the bottom there. But how cute, quick and easy. Just a little sentiment on there at the top and you've got a finished card. But how fabulous are these stencils alongside your paints and that brilliant airbrush.
Lovely. Right, my friends, it's time for us to go and get some lunch, I believe. Nearly 2 o'clock already. I don't know where this day has gone.
Me neither.
David and myself will be back tonight. We have got foiling for you with the hot foil pen. And I'm very excited about doing that because I get to guest it. So I'll be bringing some of these bits that Lily's done and then we'll be foiling over the top. We're also going to see if we can foil over the top of that amazing flexible relief paste, because that'd be super cool, wouldn't it? Have the lovely rest of your afternoon and we will see you back here at 6 o'clock tonight. You take care. Have a lovely afternoon. Bye.